Hello everyone, this is MrVtArcher. He sent me another video of a game he played. This one's a 2v2 on the map Boneyard. In this game he's playing with MrVtArcher and against LYue boss, and I'm going to say it's Super Me, or it might be Supreme I Me, but looks like Super Me to me. So let's get on with the battle, shall we? I'm going to bump it up to 2 to catch up real quick. Everything starts off like everything else starts off. Terran, 3 Zergs, drones, SUVs, SUVs. I wonder if they give the Terrans an SUV. That'd be kind of cool. Right now his partner's telling him he can take this natural expo. The other 2 expos are gold here, and a regular one here, and a regular one here. Now, he's going to ping here in a little while, telling his partner that he's going to go down here and scout to see what's going on. The first interesting thing that happens is their scout comes into the base and scouts him first, sees nothing going on, goes down to check, and he's just getting ready to put down his expo. He's how many minerals short right now? He's our blue one. 220 minerals to go, and he can plop down his expo. But he gets slowed down by his opponent, LYue boss, who came up with a probe. No, it's a drone. Sorry. Zergs are drones. Protoss are probes. I apologize. Anyway, so they start a little battle here, fighting back and forth. At the same time, LYue winds up down here scouting their base. He's already been through here. He comes down here to check to see if they got an expo. And guess what? He runs into LYue boss who was about to make an expo down here. Now that's an interesting thing. Who's going to win the war? Down here, they haven't fought yet. Now they start fighting here. They're already fighting here, and it looks like Lee's about to lose. He's got 17 health compared to 21. But Lee's smart. He says, oh, get my guy out of here, bringing in a fresh troop. Also, his partner, MrVtArcher, sends a troop over. So we know who's going to win that battle. This one here is still pretty even, 40 to 38, with Lee losing. Okay? But Lee's not a dummy at all. He engages in the battle to slow him down just a tick longer and gets out of there. In the meantime, LYue boss has lost his drone up here, so Lee can put down his his hatchery. Boom, and there it goes. Lee left, so he put down his hatchery with another drone, and he goes up here and he finishes his scout. So in other words, Lee finished his scout where the LYue boss guy didn't get to scout what the Terran was doing. Smart move not to engage in the battle too long. Just slow him down a little bit and get out of there. And that's when he notices that this guy here has a pool. He also tells his partner there are 2 Zs. So I think one of them came in, maybe 1 or 2 of them came into the game as random, and they didn't know. Although he didn't scout any pool here when he went by, so he didn't say so. But shortly in a second, he types pool done. Now his opponent is, not opponent, but his ally knows that he's coming out of this base. If he takes a look at his own mini-map, and he probably does, sees him coming out of this base, so he knows that this base has a pool already. On with the game. Next thing, they're going to decide what the hell they want to build. But for some reason, his ally's upset, and doesn't do a full swear word, but a partial one, because he saw that drone come in, but then he realized it was his ally's drone coming back from the scout. And there it is right there. So let's move on to the next thing, interesting part. Now these guys' expansion up and running, almost ready to go. And he's starting to make, he hasn't started on his queen production yet. I think he starts them about the same time. There's his queen coming from there. And the first thing he's making is a queen out of there. So he's going to have 2 queens almost simultaneously. And he sends out another overlord for scouting and map sites. In other words, trying to extend his view. So he's got his queens out, and the queens are starting to do their infusion. And LG Boss says, well, I'm going to chip you guys up a little bit, and I'm going to park my lings in. Here's where they talk about what they're going to make. But LG's sending lings out, checking out expansions. And Lee asks his partner if he should go Muta, and Rakena R says, yeah, that'll give his tank some range. In other words, they would work with each other pretty well because the Mutas could take out anything that gets close to the tanks, and the tanks could blow anything up downrange. I still got the resources on. We should put on what they're producing. Right now he's going for the Zerg speed, metallic boost they call it. Get some ling speed out there. And Rakana R is making his expo, his command center expo. LG Boss is just hanging around here. He's got a couple other things hanging around. He's doing some scouting with a roach. They're making their cesspool. I can't cesspool. They're extending their creep, which only helps them. Now the attack comes. And they attack the Terran's tanks as they didn't get back in time after clearing out the rocks that they had cleared out here. Now, this is LG Boss doing this, and he takes out these tanks. Now, I don't know if these got siege mode yet or not. Yes, they are sieged up. And they start blowing things up. So LG says, I'm out of here. And he goes over and parks his little Zerglings so that Rakana can't drop his CC, command center. Well, that's interesting. Slowing down exposes what they do best, the Lings. I think they're good fighter groups, but they do slow down expansion by Terrans and other creatures. So, our Rakana R is upset and says so in 2 words that I will not repeat. Anyway, on with the battle. Now, Lee starts to make some Banelings and Zerglings together, and now he's got his first Mutas out, and he's on the attack. He's going to come down here to LG's base and say, I don't like the fact that you've got a Spore Crawler, so bye-bye Spore Crawler, and quite a few drones, and a queen. The drones get out of there, and his partner pings this spot to let him know that there's only one of those stupid little Zerglings sitting there, because he's gone over and attacked the rest of them. So Lee brings over his Zerglings, and he kills off that one so that he can land his... But at the same time... Oh, so I went all the way back to the beginning. Not a good deal. Let me pause. I was just going back through the video, racing forward on A8, watching the same spot, when I realized that a daring Zergling is out there for LG. Here they are, the tanks are going to take out this rocks, and Lee sends down some Zerglings to help him. Now look what LG says. Why don't I run my Zergling right through there and find out what's going on? Whoop! And he got through. But he makes an error coming back to a tank. Right there. Says, uh-oh. Shoot, they saw me. Dang gummit, I'll get a bite in. Thought that'd be interesting. That was cute. I know that I've been looking at this video several times to make sure I got everything. And every time I look at it, I see something different. At the same time, the LG Boss is holding up Lee's ally, Rakana R, from getting this gold base. He's down here taking the rocks out for the gold base of his own. Interesting. Now we're almost back to the point where I paused and hit the wrong button. Lee comes down and takes out this one little Zergling. But at the same time, somebody who hasn't been mentioned much so far, except at the beginning, has been quietly working on his roaches. So while they're trying to land this CC, Command Center, here comes the roach infestation. Along with a couple of LG's cricket Zerglings. Now the tank goes off, and they start to fight against those roach infestation. And Lee's here with his Zerglings, while his muters are still down here destroying LG's base. Now, I don't think Lee's partner saw much of that, as he was busy trying to stop this infestation with his tanks on the outside instead of inside. And when they break down this wall, now I don't know why he started moving the command center back. Why didn't land it? But he did. He started moving the command center back. And when this wall breaks, he's all done. Lee's partner left the game. He thinks it's over. Well, he's got no troops. He's got 4 Marines and a tank someplace. Oh, they're in the process of being made. Hold on a second. What does he got for units? He's got 1 Marine and 38 SCVs and a drone. So he's saying, game over, guys. Good game. But he didn't even say good game. He just left. In the area, LG's got a couple of Zerglings. About 6 maybe. Got about 10 roaches. Lee's got a queen. He's making some mutas. And somebody pinged down there for some reason. I don't know. I don't know who did the pinging. I'm looking for his other mutas. Lee's got his lings up here, and he's got his banelings there. Oh, his mutas are still destroying this base. Now Lee says, Lee's got a decision to make. Do I leave or do I give it a go? Well, I'm never one to know Lee not giving it a go. So, off we go. First thing he does, he gets his lings and banelings up here. Second thing happens, he's got 3 mutas that popped out. More on the way, but 3 just popped out and are flying this way. And he comes over. I don't know why he's coming down here, but he turns 3 of them around, and he takes out the situation. Got lings going in there. Here comes his banelings, gonna blow up a few. Now at this point, Supreme splits his roaches. He's sending 2 there, 3 there, and he's gonna send 2 over that way. Actually 3 over that way, I'm sorry. He gets 3 in here, 1 on the outside, and 3 down there. So Lee's got to split up his forces to take him out. This one goes down, the queen takes out the last one. And Lee takes out the other ones with the queen here. And the mutas come in and clean them up. So he cleaned up the roaches, and he's already made a tank. Now I think the tank was being made at the time. But if you look at the production tab now, because his partner had left, they're producing nothing. But Lee turned that command center around. Because if you look at his base, he's swamped with SCVs here. He's got 3,100 minerals and 452 gas to deal with. And there's 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes left in the game. So he brings his mutas back down and goes on the attack. In the meantime, he's bringing lings up. He's got a queen here. that spreading creep. He runs into the infestors. Supreme's infestors got caught off guard, just wandering around. Supreme sent him somewhere, but LYue interrupted him on the way. Threw out 2 Marines, killed them before they could hatch. Infested Marines, I should say. So he's going to come down here with his mutas and clean up some of this. How Supreme's doing. In the meantime, LG Boss is going around with some lings. I think he's going to go after this. Now look at all the stuff that's being produced by the Terran. Well, he's doing that. He's going to put this... Oh, come on. Planetary. He's going to make this a planetary forces because they're all ground. He's putting an extension on one of the racks, I believe. Yes. He's putting an extension on the rack. He's making in the supply depot another tank and 5 more Marines. Plus, he's making 6 Zerglings and another Queen. And the units production that he already has, he has 25 mutas out there, 12 Lings, 47 drones. He's got 39 SCVs to work with, a tank and 4 Marines. He's also got 4 Banelings. So he comes down and attacks Supreme. Takes out the Queen. Takes out the Spore Crawler. The drones get away. In the meantime, LG Boss over here is putting up his original hatchery. Turned this one into a lair, and it's almost done. He's got his lair up and running. Evolution chamber, infestation pit, roach warren. As LYue takes care of these spore crawlers, and then the hatchery. In the meantime, the lings come up here before this is done. It's almost done. It's about 80% done. So LYue's got to figure out how to defend that thing, because it ain't got much health left to it. Only 433. Turn red. Turns. Oh, it blew up. He didn't get it done, so he lost that. At about the same time, Supreme loses the hatchery. Now he parked the lings out front. Now LYue's in control of these troops now. Here's the cannon goes off. Parks them. Got an SCV with him. Got another tank. So far in the unit production, he has produced 2 tanks and 13 Marines for the Terran. Lost 1 muta, lost a drone, gained some lings, so has the 4, and 3 queens, another queen. Go back to the production tab. While they were waiting for their thing to do, he didn't. They took out the tank, took out all these Marines and the SCV. They left the SCV alone. They got inside the base. LYue's attacking this lair with his mutas and these infestors. Takes out 1 infestor, searching out the other 2. He wants to get rid of them. At the same time, the lings are coming down to destroy his base. He's got a queen down here. He's got nothing other than that for defense, except his lings here and his banelings. Now I'm pretty sure he's going to get these infestors. And he does. He knocks them out. Boom. At the same time, the lings come and attack the queen. LYue brings his lings down and his banelings and cleans that up. slight pause in his production as his mutas make it back. Believe me, if he was sure that his mutas weren't needed, his mutas would have taken out this base. But he has to be safe, so he brought the mutas back. Now he's going to start production on the Terrans again. Tank and 7 Marines. And he heads out with his own lings. Check on the other areas. Sees this, takes that out, cleans it up. Make sure this is clear. Make sure this is clear. Meantime, well, he took this base a little while ago, but he's got a second going. He didn't get this one mined out before LYue took it out. He's got a couple more infestors going. And I'm beginning to look like LG Boss's Ling King. Because that's all he's made so far that I know. So on with the battle. There's 8 minutes or so left in it. He's going to go expand up to this base. As he checks this area out with his lings. Takes out the spore crawler. As many drones as he can. Heads out with his mutas. Takes out a queen that's making a creep. Takes that out. Takes his base out. Counterattack coming. Underground roaches. Underground infestors. All those infestors that Supreme made, he's coming up with them. Underground, burrowed, digging. And they come right in the base. They can't go in there, but they can go through here. Now, LYue didn't quite kill this off. He had roaches in it and 2 infestors pop out just in time to save it. But here he comes in with the roaches. He didn't see him because he didn't have any way to scan yet. Well, he's got a way to scan, but he doesn't know he's supposed to be scanning. He left the door open. He's going to move this over to this. But in the meantime, he brings his lings in and throws infested Terrans all over the place. Realizing what's going on, LYue's got some of his own infestors. Okay? Plus he's going to turn one of these overlords into an overseer. I might have it already, but I don't think so. Oh, those are LG Bosses. Huh. Those are LG Bosses infestors. I didn't realize he'd made. Anyway. So they come in and a battle ensues. He threw his own infested Marines out, but he lost. LYue lost his infestors. Comes up with his Marines. Just as the overseer pops out, 3 of them. And he got a scan going. And LYue has his own roaches. Clean it up. Now he's looking for the infested Terran, or whatever's lurking. And there's one there. Well, that's LYue. He's dug his hole too. He buries those to heal him up. No, there they are. They're buried in the back of the base. LYue's looking for them, and he comes over here with an overseer. At the same time, all this has been going on, LYue took this base out with his mutas. And I think he's flying to this base to finish it up. But he takes out these infestors. Watch this pivot point here. The tanks go that way. Tanks move up that way. And he tries to get his infestors out this way. tanks come back that way. And they don't make it out. So much for that. He's over here with his, he's down on mutas because of the spore crawlers here. Now he's given the Terrans one level weapons 1. Let's see what he's got for units now. He's got roaches, 49 lings, 19 roaches, 4 banelings, 1 infester, and 2 queens, and no mutas left. 24 marines and 3 tanks for the Terran. He's landing this base. He's already got this hatchery up and running. Well, he's got it up, but he hasn't got anything droned over there. He's putting down a couple of supply depots. Heading out with his lings. And his banelings. Units there, what is he producing? He's updating, he's upgrading everything. He's got his tanks coming, and he's got his roaches together as a team. And his marines. Another thing I gotta remind him when I see him again, that if he would have just dropped a starport, the Medis would heal his roaches and anything bio, actually. So he took out this base of Supremes with his Zerglings, and now this battle in here. LG Gross is going up there with more infestors. We come back to fight this battle here. Gets a got a good fungal on them. Roaches and the marines. Comes back to give him another fungal. Loses them. Even though they're buried. Buried one of them. Then Lee buried his own. He tried to put up his tanks and lost them all. But then the lings pop up. Roaches pop up, take another fungal, but still wind up winning this battle. Because I think it's because of the upgrades. He's 1-0. He's 0-1. So you got 1 to armor. I'm pretty sure they got. Yeah. And he's got 1 to weapons. And the armor helps him stay through those fungals. But Supreme winds up winning that battle with LG Boss, and they come up after the command center. But now, it's a planetary fortress. Not so easily hacked. Well, he's got some infestors, he's got roaches, and he's making marines 7 at a time. At least still got one of those roaches buried, or infestor buried. But here comes the roaches of Supreme. They're half beat up. Now Lee gets his own fungal on theirs and cleans that mess up. Heads down here with his infestors and his roaches. Cleans up the Zerglings. More Zerglings walking into the fire. More is walking right into the fire. I think you wind up getting 1 roach out of that. He's transferring drones up to the other. And LG leaves the game. Shortly thereafter, Supreme leaves the game. Oh shoot, I went all the way back to the beginning. Dang gummit. Oh, that's right. That's where Lee. They went up to attack this base. and they couldn't handle it because Lee attacked them with the drones. When they can't take that base out, they decide to leave. He got his hatchery back up again on his main, his original, and that's all the minerals he took out of that from the get-go. He's got a hatchery here, which isn't taking anything out. This hatchery here's got this one just about done. If you remember, this is where the drone fight happened that started the game. Supreme's got this one layer, but in reality, at the end of the game, the resource bar tells a story. Our friend LG Boss had 575 minerals, 376 gas, and Supreme had 662, 778, while Lee had garnered 3,054. Now, some of that might have been what his partner left him, but that was over 10 minutes ago, so you know he spent that. Look at their food supply, 44 to 78, 33 to 98, where Lee is 163 to 176, and his Terran partner has been worked up to 58 to 108. So Lee went 1v2, 1.5 v2, but only because he has control over what he's doing, and he was able to control his allies' bases well enough. I'm willing to bet I could show you a launch pile on this thing. When he made these extras SCVs, he made them for scans, he made them for launching drones. This gas pile and this gas pile were never finished up, although they cleaned this out. Lee's almost got this second cleaned out. His first is wiped out. And he's got a good start on this one. Before he got attacked, he had all these drones working on it. All in all, a great game played by Lee. Now that I'm done with this video, I do my little finish by showing who the people were involved in this match, and then I can play myself. Now let's see if we can examine the players of the game that I just casted. First, Lee's partner, MrVtArcher. MrVtArcher is a master 1v1 player ranked 17th in the division. Has a partner he plays with, and they're Diamond 2v2. But in random 2v2, he's ranked 12th in his master's division. He's a pretty good player. Now his opponents, Supreme Me. Supreme Me is a Diamond 1v1 player, a gold with his partner, but a 2v2 Masters random ranked 33rd in the division. He's a pretty good player too. And LG Boss? No slouch at all. He's a Masters 1v1. He has two partners he plays his Masters with. Current season random, he's ranked 6th in his division, which is also a Masters. He's a really good player also. So for Lee to come back after his partner had left and win that match was another feather in his cap on his way up the charts. Because Lee himself is a Diamond 1v1 player. He got platinum with a couple of partners, but his random team, his random 2v2 player, is 4 platinum league. So he's on his way. He's got 14 wins in that platinum league against the leader's got 40 to get 582. He's got 471 points. So he's going to be moving up this ladder rapidly. Thanks for watching.